Hey guys, you look kind of good over there. My name is Martin Moran, and I'm a history teacher here at the school, and I have a few remarks that I want to make for the students. First of all, let me say that I'm incredibly honored that I was chosen to speak here today. You have no idea how much that really means to me. I just want to, first, before I say anything, thank you guys so much for that. I was told by one student that my invitation to speak here was, at least in part, due to a presentation I gave at Morning X a few weeks ago that seemed to interest a lot of you guys. My initial thought was that I should just repeat it, because it works so well. But 25 minutes on the assassination of Osama bin Laden might be the weirdest commencement speech ever, so I'm going to try to go in a slightly different direction here. It's been said that the best things come last. People will talk for hours, hanging out, saying nothing much, and then linger in their doorways with words that come with a rush from the heart. Doorways, it said, is where the truth is told. I feel like I'm lingering here in this doorway with you guys, trying to come up with the best thing to say, because I know you're all getting ready to leave. As much as I don't want it to happen, you're all moving on. So I'm going to do my best to say all that I can. Most of all, I'm going to try to express what the class of 2011 has meant to me and this school. I'd like to begin by saying something about what your role as students has meant to me. Your energy, enthusiasm, willingness to engage in any and every activity, regardless of your own self-consciousness, is what makes you Parker students. I came to this school 5 years ago without a sense of what Parker even was. This is the first class that I've taught straight through 9 through 12. You guys taught me what Parker is. You've been the guinea pigs for every ridiculous idea I've had in the classroom, and not once did you complain to me. The key phrase in that sentence is to me, because I'm sure there were Facebook walls littered with all sorts of unrepeatable words that about some 10-page paper that I assigned, or for a few of you, a few more than 10 pages. But to me, in my presence, I never saw a single student with an attitude anything less than enthusiastic or joyful. From the moment I met each of you, the eagerness and enthusiasm you brought to every interaction we had was nothing short of inspiring. Whether it was in the classroom, or working on a project, or building a house in Mexico, I saw joy in your faces every day. Joy in being alive. Joy in working together as classmates and friends. Joy in being part of something bigger than yourself. And that joy, expressed in moments that I can barely encapsulate in words, has made me want to be a part of the lives of these students. I think the story that best represents the overall spirit of this class came during the very first month I knew most of you. At the end of my first unit in freshman world history, I assigned groups to give a formal presentation. Because it was a formal presentation, I told students that they should dress up. Meaning, of course, business attire, formal presentation. When the first group got up to present, all the students were dressed in formal business attire except for Jason Gibbons, who stood at the front of my room in a full-body Winnie the Pooh Tigger costume. For those of you who don't know the visual here, think about Ralphie in A Christmas Story with the bunny suit, except orange and black with big old puffy hairs. And the footies, I think, too. I don't know, was that footies? Apparently, in asking students to dress up, I hadn't chosen my words carefully enough. At that moment, I knew there was something both simultaneously fun, creative, and a little bit weird about this class. After 4 years, my opinion hasn't changed a bit. The one thing I love above all about the class of 2011 is your collective ability to live without pretense or disaffection. The most consistently endearing trait I've found amongst you is the utter indifference to what most high school students have as a singular obsession, the quest to appear cool. This is an incredibly rare trait, and the fact that it is so prevalent among this group, it's simply remarkable. Whether it was Jason in that Tigger suit, or an advisee of mine who shall remain nameless, demonstrating her Dougie technique for the world to see on Facebook, the one thing has always been clear: you guys are not cool. And I absolutely love that about you, because you don't care. For over 4 years now, I saw time and time again members of this class put themselves out there for the world to see without an ounce of self-consciousness, and it was beautiful. Whatever goofy position you were put in, you owned it. And that enthusiasm for the moment was simply infectious. No one cared about whether or not they looked cool. One of my favorite quotes comes from a film, and it is this: "The only true currency we have in this bankrupt world is what we share with others when we're uncool." My advice to you this day is simple: Never get caught up trying to be cool. It's exhausting. Take it from me. Uncool people have more fun. My other piece of advice to you guys has to do with failure. You've spent the last year of your lives concentrating on success, highlighting your achievements you've accomplished in your time here, and focusing on one more singular achievement, acceptance to college. For many of you, your college resume has had to be a consideration of almost every decision you've made over the previous year and a half. And pretty much every one of you has achieved the type of success few students in the world can imagine. But I can tell you right now, at some point in the coming years, you will work as hard as you can to do something, and you are going to fail. And I'm not talking I got a B+ instead of an A on the calc quiz type failure. I'm talking huge, colossal, my sorority sisters and I are going to make a rap video type failure. I'm here to tell you two things. First of all, no matter what, it will not be the end of the world. And number two, failure can be good for you. The ability to handle adversity is what separates the truly successful from everyone else. In my more braggadocious moments, I like to tell people how I graduated in the top 1% of my college class. However, I stand before you as someone who attended 3 different colleges and had 3 different majors in 4.5 years. I was an undergraduate. I could never make a decision as to what I was going to do. And by the way, there was a few of them twice. Each time I changed my mind, I felt if I had again and again failed. But each failure was simply an opportunity to mature, to learn, and to become a better person. Each time I transferred, each time I changed majors, I risked something. And at times, I probably lost something as well. Of course, you can go through life, never risk anything, and never fail. As they say in poker, you're never going to lose what you don't put in the pot. But greatness, true greatness, is never achieved unless you're willing to go all in and risk failing. And there is potential for greatness in this room right now. I've seen the signs over and over for 4 years. My question to you, class of 2011, is this. Are you willing to risk failure, sustain the energy and effort needed to overcome that failure, and become great? If I didn't believe that you were, I would not be here today. I give you this advice, because you're entering a world in which, at times, it seems the only stock that consistently gains is cynicism. There will never be a shortage of people who will tell you how terrible things are. Do not believe these people. I cannot say this more emphatically. Seniors of 2011, you are not cynical people. Whatever you do, maintain your optimism. Never lose it. Be the person who walks into that room of cynics and says, this will happen because I say so, and then do it. Never, ever lose your optimism. Celebrate life the way you have over the 4 years you spent in this building. Your enthusiasm is nothing short of inspirational. Of all your wonderful traits, that's the one I'm going to miss the most. Finally, a few words on what you have in store for you over the coming years and months. While you're excited, overjoyed, enthusiastic right now about moving on to the larger world, there will come a time in the coming years when you feel alone or out of place in the world you're about to inhabit. I don't say this to scare you. I'm sure many of you are sitting here right now and concerned about leaving the comfortable confines of the building in which we sit. I want to say to you, on behalf of everybody associated with this school, that we will be here. When you came into this building, you were given what we call a piece of the house. Well, I'm here to tell you that in this house, the porch light stays on for you. When you run into the adversity I spoke of earlier, know that there's a building full of people who will be here to listen, to help you along, to be part of that comfortable model home you've come to know. You're always welcome here, regardless of where your lives take you. I'm going to end, at the beginning of the speech, I talked about the best things coming last, and I don't know if I can end with the best thing, because who knows what that is. I'm going to try to end with the most honest thing I can think of. The most honest thing I can think of is I'm going to miss you guys like crazy. I wish you all congratulations, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thanks.